Can one single Giganotosaurus tier 5 beast handler get all pops in chimps mode? But there's a catch. We're not stopping in round 100. We're going all the way up to round 140, which is going to be the first time that I've ever actually done anything like this. The thing that we're doing today actually has its own name. It's called AP 140. So all pops 140, which is obviously the round number. And I know that this sounds insanely fun, and for some reason I've never actually done it. So let's do it with a tower that I'm pretty sure is gonna have no trouble doing it. I also was looking through the update notes for the latest update, and I noticed that the Giganotosaurus actually had its ability damage improved from 150 to 300, and I'm like, how do you make a video on this? Because you have to buy the 5th tier, but then it's like, are we actually buying it on chimps? And it's not a problem buying it on chimps, it's like, you know, it's overkill because the T-Rex can win by itself, right? So I'm like, let's actually do something that might be super fun that we've never done before, and we're, I guess, gonna see that new ability in action. Okay, so let's see how we're doing around 15. We might need to do a little bit of a micro with this guy, so let's go like this with the dinosaurs. Set this guy to strong because we're gonna have some fast pink balloons, so make sure we dispatch those as fast as possible. Now go on the other side. I think there's actually just one surviving, so let's move it like this. Where are we gonna catch it? Oh, we're not catching it actually. Oh my god. Is this guy gonna leak actually? Okay, we attack it and then oh yeah, that's beautiful. Alright, so now I want to show you guys how ridiculous all pops 140 is in comparison to just like these normal 2 million pops that you guys usually see. So 2 million pops, you need to pop about 2,042,000 pops in 100 rounds, in which you get about $180k, give or take. And that's great. I mean, we've played a lot of those guys in our time, and we're gonna keep playing, you know, 2 million pops, but this takes everything to the next level because the total amount of pops up to round 140, that's only like 40 extra rounds, right? But the total amount of pops goes to 10x. It is actually even more than that. It's 23 million pops in total that you need to get. But the amount of money that you get is not 10x. It's actually only around 300k that you get. So yeah, PT6 becomes a lot more difficult the further you go, and that's what makes this thing so interesting. By the way, we just bought the Velociraptor, so we're gonna keep this guy as, you know, 8 out of 24 beast power. Alright, that's great so far. So we've stabilized by a lot at this point. So here's what I want to do. We are gonna be buying like a lot of towers, right, and a lot of beast handlers. So I wouldn't mind getting a little bit of a discount because I'm not sure if money is gonna get scarce, but I just don't want to get caught off guard. So let's go for discount number 1, and let's get discount number 2 right over here. We're not going to get all the beast handlers in the range of both discounts, but I'm just going to have it like this, I think. Alright, so here comes the mob around for you, so we need to do a little bit of micro of our Velociraptor. So let's see how much damage we're doing, by the way, per hit. Oh, that's 8 damage per hit. Alright, and we only have $3,000. This is not going to be enough, actually. Oh, wait a minute. I mean, as soon as we pop the Moibler, it's obviously, you know, going to beat the ceramics, but is it going to pop the Moibler? Like, how much extra damage are we talking about? Let's go like this towards the back. Okay, so we beat the we're beating the ceramics, but we're leaving the blue balloons. Okay, that's important. Alright, so we can do this. Then we can just merge up an Adasaurus, I'm pretty sure. Actually, let's make it a Velociraptor so that we know 100% that it one-shots these ceramics. And the great thing about these like beast handlers in general is that you're gonna have like a million towers on screen, but none of them are gonna take any additional pops. Everything gets credited to the main one, right? Oh, and look at how fast of a pop that was. And he's still not one-shotting these ceramics. Alright. I mean, that's completely fine because the damage on the Moibler now was overwhelming. And as we're going into round 47, we have the money for the T-Rex. So I'm actually gonna buy a T-Rex. We get the extended range, which means that we can just leave it like this, and hopefully that's gonna be fine. The thing that he's lacking is obviously attack speed, and I still have not bought the Jungle John's village. So that's gonna be my next upgrade, I'm pretty sure. And then maybe just get some degrees onto this guy because he's gonna need to hold on until we can, well, we need to buy 3 of these guys actually, and then we need to save up 65k for the tier 5. Alright, so watching these rounds, I've been kind of doing some general maths about the towers that I want to buy and if we're going to be able to pull it off, and it's not looking good actually. Man, this AP140 is actually interesting because here's my line of thinking. So if we want to buy the Giganotosaurus, let's say we put the price of the tier 5 at 100k, right? Now, I want to buy a Homeland, I want to buy another Call to Arms, I want to buy the Ultra Boost NG, and maybe some other side towers, like for example, like maybe a 032 on this glue on the right side and a 024 on this guy on the left. You put the price price of the homeland at like 70k, you put the price of the second call to arms at like 30k, the Ultra Boost NG is close to 100. This is just, the math is just not mathing, guys. Oh yeah, I completely forgot, we need to also merge this guy up. Yeah, something is not happening in this run, I just don't know what is not happening. The homeland, the Ultra Boost NG, oh, I don't know, this is gonna be a tough one to figure out. I think we just save the money and then we wing it. I think you just do it on feel or something like that, because this is gonna get very interesting after around 100. Alright, so before 63 we are actually gonna turn off All-Star, because I do want to start working towards the other T-Rexes, and I think you actually want to do it while the rounds are paused so that you don't accidentally get some other pops. So let's get T-Rex number 2, let's merge it up to the main guy. Let me just show you guys that no other towers actually have any pops, so everything is concentrated to this guy with 85k currently. And yeah, just in case you guys are wondering, this guy is not gonna lose for like a very long time, and we might even throw in something like an overclock NG just for fun, but the goal in the next couple of rounds is just gonna be spamming these 4th tier T-Rexes so that we can actually get the Gigantosaurus. That's 45 is making it to the other side, by the way, but even if you just let him attack, he's dealing with them, so that's fine. Alright, so let me get the last one. I think we do have the money for this guy, so let's go like this. Yeah, there we go, that's amazing. So 1k left, let's merge this guy up, and now the Gigantosaurus is unlocked, so 65k on this guy. I'm gonna try and play this thing off only with the T-Rex, and maybe we're gonna get something like the Moab glue, but that's probably gonna be about it, because I do want to get the Gigantosaurus as fast as possible in this run. Alright, so look at what's happening. It's been a while. It's around 90, we're at 60k, we're missing about $4,000 at this point, 4.5 in order to get the Gigantosaurus, and that guy is obviously going to eat up, I mean, everything that gets thrown at us, not only just in like regular chimps up to 100, but even like these couple of rounds after 100, right? The thing that's more than evident with the T-Rex is that he's missing a lot of attack speed, and we're doing a great job so far with the Moab glue. It's only a 0.23, but this guy seems to be enough in order to just help us slow down these balloons and get the job done so far. But we are gonna need to get some certain towers, and I'm still not sure which one that's gonna be. It's either gonna be the homeland or the Ultra Boost, but we finally get the money for the Gigantosaurus. So guys, let's buy the Gigantosaurus. Boom, there we go, we get the big guy. And now keep in mind, he's not even fully buffed yet, so we are gonna need to buy a couple of other towers. Obviously his attack speed is kind of whack, so let's actually first off max out the beast power, I was thinking, and then we're gonna decide what we do. Let's see 95, because as you guys can see, these purple balloons are already starting to go through. We do have the ability, but oh, are we actually gonna lose before even these come out? That's gonna be crazy. We do have the ability, but oh, I'm gonna have to use it, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, the ability cooling is kind of shorter, and this is the new ability, so 300 damage per use. Actually, no, that's not exactly true, because I think the ability damage does scale with the degrees. So this is, well, no, it's not degrees, it's beast power, obviously, on these guys. But yeah, the lack of attack speed is not, is it hurting us? It's not, but it's getting very close. So yeah, let's fix this attack speed problem, I think. So I'm only gonna start things off with an overclock just because it's gonna make me sleep better at night. So I'm just gonna get an overclock, and then we're going back to getting the beast power, and then we make the decision on what is actually happening. But okay, so 98 no DDTs, but 99 45 ones, and they're gonna be super fast. So here's what I'm gonna do. I don't think we're gonna struggle with this one like at all, so I don't think we need to do anything, but I am gonna save the overclock, and for the first time I'm gonna use it to 99. So yeah, let's just have this guy like 1 or 2 shot this entire round or something like that, and let's save the overclock for 99. So I'm gonna use it right now. Yeah, I think this fixes the attack speed by so much. It's actually crazy. This is making me want to get the Ultra Boost instead of the homeland. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's the correct choice, but I don't know, we're gonna decide in a second. So let's buy the other T-Rex. We're gonna be buying T-Rexes because we want to merge this guy up. So let's go like this real quick, because there's this glued ceramic up top. And how are the degrees doing? So we need 2 more T-Rexes. Yeah, let's overclock. This is gonna be about it for the normal chimps run. So we are doing like an all pops chimps at this point. Let me just hit free play. Let me show you guys the pops onto the main guy. So this guy's sitting at 2,042,734, and everyone else is at 0. So we know that at least, you know, before we went into the AP 140 portion of this thing, we are doing exceptionally well. So this is gonna be T-Rex number 5, I think, and then we need 1 more. Alright, so now this is where things get interesting, because not only you need attack speed, but everything scales at an incredible rate because it's percentage based, and then when you stack a couple of small percentages on top of each other, things do get to tend out of control after a few rounds. Now I do think that this Gigantosaurus ability is going to be crucial in beating this thing, so I'm just going to get the overclock going. I mean, let's just see the NG pops. It's still at 0, so we need to be checking the NG pops actually after this round. I think that's going to be the most important one. Alright, so 104, and I'm going to turn off All-Star because 106 is full of DDTs. This is going to be the last one, so let's go. Boom, boom, boom. Merge this guy up. Everyone at 0 pops. Our Gigantosaurus is maxed out. This is it, guys. What do we do? I wish there was like some sort of a poll. Like, I want to ask you guys, like, would you go for a Homeland plus a Call to Arms for 100% uptime on the village abilities? Or would you go for an Ultra Boost, which is 77 by itself, plus you need to wait the cooldown in order to max this guy out? But keep in mind, once you do get it, it fixes your attack speed problem. So that's an interesting one to consider. But so far, this guy's damaging me once we... Oh, he's one-shotting DD. He opens his mouth and the DD is gone. That's crazy. Yeah, he even goes through layers. So I think that this guy, 132 out of 132, he is not going to lose to at least not a DDT in a very, very long time, I'm pretty sure. Oh, yeah. So that's kind of the thing with this guy, right? The Gigantosaurus, because once you go with max beast power, he goes through layers. And going through layers is actually insane because he doesn't need to, you know, break the ZRMG into BFBs, the BFBs into Moabs into ceramics. That's a couple of, you know, extra attacks for nothing. He's just doing this. Look at this thing. He's one shot. Well, he's actually two-shotting them, but he doesn't stop at dealing at the ceramics because he just swallows. I guess he just eats up the ceramics as well, right? So it's 113. Things are going very, very smooth so far in like these early hundreds. Oh no, I messed up. How did this happen? It was the foam? Because I've not seen the NG attack, and I don't think we've had a bad balloon so he can actually reach it. I'm pretty sure it's the foam, right? I think it was the foam, guys, because I'm pretty sure he was dropping the foam inside and maybe some, I don't know, some DDT or whatever passed through. Oh my god, that's on me. Alright, that's totally my bad. Okay, so how do we, I mean, I'm going to continue and I'm going to do this whole thing because if everything is done correctly and if this guy's placed correctly, I'm so disappointed that thing happened because it's only going to be 24 pops and this guy's going to end with like 23 million. So it's like a drop in the bucket. I mean, you don't even know it's there. But oh, that just hurts to see. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, so let's try and save the entirety of the run. Let's make sure we don't lose any other pops, any more pops than these 24 on the NG. So there's a bad balloon incoming, actually a couple of them, so let's see how we do versus these guys. We obviously cannot stun them, so we can do extra damage to them with the ability, but that's fine. I think the crucial battles are going to be the ones from round 140. I think that's the ones that we're waiting for. Okay, so it's doing a checkup on the NG, actually, not the Gigantosaurus. They're doing a checkup on the NG because this guy has still not stolen any other pops, so that's good. So I think that we can kind of safely say that this is the foam taking all these pops, because we did have some bad balloons in 119 and so obviously wasn't able to attack. And yeah, the money for the Ultra Boost is right about here, so I'm just gonna buy this thing really quickly because we need to get 10 stacks going. I think we're also gonna have enough money for at least a Call to Arms, so that's good, but let's just get the stacks going onto this thing as fast as possible now. So we are obviously eating up all these DDTs. It's gonna be a very small percentage of extra attack speed, but it's gonna add up really quickly, and I think they removed the limit on how many times you can overclock per round. It's not like we're gonna hit the previous limit, which I'm pretty sure was like 3 per round, but yeah, just getting those stacks going. Just get the stacks going as soon as possible because it's 128, so only about 10-ish rounds remaining from this whole thing. I usually don't go, you know, past round 100, so I'm just kind of starting to notice some things. So obviously the money situation has gotten a lot worse, but I still think that we're going to be able at least to afford the Call to Arms, which I think is going to be necessary for the last round, 140. Alright, so 133, how is everything looking? The dinosaur is sitting at a very comfortable 17 million pops, so this is obviously the right tower to do so. I actually wanted to try it with the Flying Fortress, but I'm saving the Flying Fortress for another video, so maybe just, I guess, another time. Let's just check the NG pops while we're here, still sitting at 24. Oh my god, that foam. But yeah, I've also been noticing that the money situation has gotten a lot worse, you know, as these past rounds have been progressing. So only 60k so far, we need 21k. I'm pretty sure we're getting to 21k, by the way, before 140. It's just that the progression is super slow and you can actually feel it. And by the way, just cracking the 20 million pop mark, so not that many pops left. I guess, I mean, once you've popped 20 million balloons and you say, oh, there's only like 3 left, it doesn't sound like a lot, but not that many pops left. I guess, I mean, once you've popped 20 million balloons and you say, oh, there's only like 3 left, it doesn't sound like a lot, but you know, 3 million pops is like doing like a chimps and a half. I guess if you express it in chimps pops types of terms. And yeah, we by the way have the money for Call to Arms, so I'm just gonna buy this thing. This is gonna be crucial, I'm pretty sure, for 140. And as we're going to 139, this guy's obviously defending everything. I mean, the DDTs are getting super fast, but this small, you know, stun from the Relentless seems to be helping out. And I don't think we have cash left over for anything, actually. Let me check the pops on this guy. On the engine, so still sitting at 24. That's amazing. That's great to see. And 138 done. All right, guys, so 2 more rounds left to go. He's still one-shotting, by the way, these mob class balloons, so it doesn't look like 139. Is there anything else coming out to 139, by the way, or is it only like blue mobs and just fortified versions of them? Yeah, I think this is, yeah, that was about it. All right, so fortified bad. Let's get it going. This is gonna be the last one, so let's check the pops. 24. And the other pops are 22 million. I guess that's really good. Yeah, let's go like this. Let me use the Call to Arms. Let's move this guy on the side. Then we're gonna dump the ability. He's eating this thing. Oh, this is not even, oh my god, this is not even close. Let's dump the ability, and there we go. He is, oh, that's another one incoming. Yeah, I completely forgot this. We usually go up to, you know, 140 in these, well, we don't go up to 140 in boss events. The boss events go up to 140, but we usually beat the boss before that. But there it is, 141 with 23 million pops. We did it. Did we do it? 24 on the NG? I don't know. I'm kind of disappointed that this thing happened, but it was also a great first run that we had with this one. So yeah, I think we're just gonna end it off here. That was a very fun thing to do. I'm open to suggestions if you guys have any other interesting towers to try this with, but that's gonna be it for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching the video, and I'm gonna see you on the next one.